So now let's talk a little bit about the part numbers and how they apply and little details you might have missed. It's pretty obvious that the last digit between being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the generation of the CPU. So we're going to start out with Naples ending in 1. We're going to move on to Rome at 2. Move Milan at 3. We're going to move on to Genoa, ends in 4. Turin ends in 5. Talking SP3 family, you had 3 generations. SP5 family, you have 2 generations. They're looking at changing the socket because they need to get the liquid cooling after 2 generations of CPUs. So that's the last digit of the part number, either ending in 2, 3, 4. We can take a look at that. So that's the part number thing. The other factor of the part number is if you have an OEM CPU or a retail CPU. Okay? So OEM CPUs are made for like Facebook, Amazon, and that. And they don't want those people selling them to anybody else. This one here is an OEM CPU for Facebook or Amazon. It has a character in it. It's a 7B12. This is a 64-core CPU here. And if you take a look at any other distribution CPU, it looks the same. This is a 7262. Very similar, okay? Same family. This is going to look identical, but because they changed a letter in it, they know that they've made that for Microsoft. They've made that for Amazon. They've made processors for that. Typically, if you have a letter in the socket, it's going to be max watt for that socket. They're not going to save on wattage or anything like that. What you can't tell in the part number when you have a B is if it's single or dual CPU socket. And that's where it comes in the last letter. If you were to have a P at the end of the CPU, that's single CPU socket. That determines how many PCIe lanes. If I'm having 2 CPUs, they're talking to each other and they need to communicate to share memory. So half of my peripheral I/O goes to the other CPU. So this is a system on a chip design, and it was very innovative. And they said, we're going to use the same thing we talked to all your networking cards with PCIe to talk in between CPUs. Maybe not the fastest. Everybody hates it in the electrical engineering community, but hey, it works. That allows them to have a P CPU have 128 lanes out to peripherals. So if you want to hook up a lot of NVMe drives, you want to hook up a lot of PCIe cards, you want to do that, you need a lot of these PCI lanes. X16 bus, 16 lanes. If you have a dual CPU system, you're only going to support 64. You're only going to get 2 X16 slots, 1 drive, and maybe the rest of your peripherals. If you get a P CPU or a Threadripper, that'll have 128 lanes out. So back to the part numbers. If it ends in P, it's single socket only. More PCIe lanes, supports more NVMe lanes in the server.